Hello and welcome to Gunners Daily YouTube channel, where I'm covering all the latest Arsenal news and everything that is happening around the club. Today we are going to talk about the latest news related to Arsenal. There's a lot to unpack, so if you're new around here, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Okay, now let's get back to Arsenal news. First things first, you knew this was coming. Arsenal released a statement this morning confirming their stance on the new European Super League proposals. Arsenal Football Club notes the judgment by the European Court of Justice on Thursday, 21st December 2023, and our position in relation to the European Super League has not changed. We will continue to play in UEFA competitions and continue to work with fellow European clubs and the European Club Association. And that is basically it, so it's a no from Arsenal regarding the Super League proposal. And oh, by the way, I made a completely new video yesterday where I basically covered everything that is currently happening with the Super League project. So if you haven't already, feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link in the comment. Mikel Arteta wants 4 players in 4 positions in January, according to The Independent. The Arsenal manager wants a centre forward, another midfielder and 2 fullbacks. According to reports, Arteta thinks that he is still 4 players away from having a complete overhaul of the squad to his liking. We don't know if that would be possible in January due to the financial fair play regulations and which player in general would be available in the winter transfer window, but like I said, that's what Arteta wants. A new striker, which would probably mean Ivan Toney, another midfielder. We all know that there is a strong interest at Arsenal for Aston Villa's Douglas Luiz. How realistic would it be to sign the Brazilian in January? I don't know. It's all still up in the air. And 2 fullbacks. We don't know their names and which players specifically Arteta refers to, but that is reported by The Independent. Also, more and more journalists are reporting on Eddie Nketiah's potential transfer this January. And it is believed that his potential transfer departure is key for Arsenal's plan, because he would free our transfer budget and would solve some FFP problems. Look, I've already talked about this. In my opinion, if we are serious about fighting for the Premier League title and the Champions League trophy, in my opinion, we need a new striker, 1 more midfielder, top quality midfielder, starting 11 midfielder who we could pair with Declan Rice, and maybe a new right winger, who will be a backup for Bukayo Saka. I don't know about the fullbacks. I honestly don't think that we are that short in those positions at the moment, and I believe that a new striker and a midfielder are way much more important for us at the moment. Our former player, Granit Xhaka, has paid tribute to Mikel Arteta in his latest interview with The Athletic. Xhaka said that Arteta is responsible for him turning his career around and that his mindset has drastically altered after playing for him. I'm different. My mentality is completely different. I'm much calmer. Much calmer. There's much more clarity and deliberation in my game. I know when to push and I know when to fall back. I know when to speed up the game and when to slow it down. Mikel picked me up and brought me back to playing at a level I always knew I could play at. He was sure of my quality and didn't care what anyone else said. 4 years later, it ended with me almost scoring a hat-trick versus Wolves and Arsenal fans screaming that they wanted me to stay. It was a goosebumps moment. I can't describe in words how happy my family were hearing that after everything that had gone on before. In total, Granit Xhaka made 297 appearances for Arsenal in all competitions, winning the FA Cup twice. He enjoyed his best ever season last year as Arsenal almost won the Premier League title, registering 9 goals and 7 assists in all competitions. Arsenal hope to have Takehiro Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey and Mohamed Elneny available for the FA Cup third round clash with Liverpool on January 7th, according to Simon Collins from the Evening Standard. Arsenal will face Jurgen Klopp's side in a Premier League match on Saturday, but the sides will soon play again in a bid to reach the FA Cup 4th round. But this time, we will play at the Emirates. Partey has been ruled out since October with a thigh problem, while Tomiyasu picked up a calf injury at the start of December, and Elneny hurt his hamstring against PSV last week. All 3 players are believed to be recovering well and could even return sooner, particularly Partey, who is thought to be itching to make his return to action. If it turns out to be true and everything goes to plan, this is great news, especially regarding Thomas Partey, who's been injured for pretty much the majority of this season. The question now is, should Mikel Arteta risk it to put him in the game immediately when he returns? Also, bear in mind, Thomas Partey will be leaving Arsenal in January to play for Ghana at AFCON. So, yeah. Arsenal's Leandro Trossard has shared his thoughts on this year's title race and why the league is potentially more competitive than ever. I think this year it's a bit more spread out over the teams, and everyone can beat everyone at the moment, instead of 1 or 2 teams sitting at the top competing with each other. That's the nice thing about the Premier League. It's so competitive. We're just happy that we are in a really good spot going into this game. We always try to do our job, and that's winning games, and that's what we want to do every week. try to win games and be as good as possible. I think we're doing that at the moment. Even with the fixtures we have and the amount of games we're playing. We try to manage that, and I think we're in a really good moment. Leandro Trossard has played 20 games for Arsenal so far in all competitions this season, scoring 6 goals and providing 2 assists. According to Mirror Football, Brentford striker Ivan Toney is still Arsenal's #1 target for the January transfer window, but the Gunners are not willing to pay over the odds for a player who has just 18 months to run on his current deal. Brentford technical director Lee Dykes has opened the door for Toney to leave in January, but he stressed that the club will not let their striker leave on the cheap. Yes, there will be lots of interest in Ivan in January. Naturally, there should be. He was the 3rd highest Premier League goal scorer last season. One of them, Harry Kane, has gone to Germany now, so he's up there as one of the best strikers in the division. He is in the top 5 in the world, in my opinion, so there should be interest. And maybe the time comes very shortly that Ivan moves on to another club. But they will have to pay a decent transfer fee to acquire his services because he's some talent. We won't sell a player unless we are ready to sell. We sit in front of every player and say that if your career goals are above and beyond us, at the right time, and if your valuation is met, then we will be open to listening to the numbers. But it's got to be right for all parties. So, still nothing concrete regarding Toney's potential move to Arsenal this January, but if the media outlets are to be trusted, Toney is definitely still Mikel Arteta's first choice pick for a new striker this winter. Arsenal reportedly have strong interest in signing Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi in January. According to The Athletic, multiple factors would have to combine for Arsenal to sign Zubimendi this January, including getting him to agree to leaving mid-season when Real Sociedad are still competing in the Champions League. The Spain international reportedly has a £52 million release clause in his contract at the La Liga club. It's understood that Martin Zubimendi could be a backup option for Douglas Luiz if the deal for the Brazilian doesn't go through. Arsenal were already interested in striking a deal for Zubimendi ahead of the 2023-24 campaign, and it is believed that the North London club are still very keen on the 24-year-old. Gunners, if you could pick one, who would it be? Martin Zubimendi or Douglas Luiz? Write down in the comments. And here are some other minor, smaller news that happened in the last 24 hours regarding Arsenal. Bukayo Saka has been spotted sporting a change of style in recent pictures. The winger has dyed his hair blonde. Carlos Alcaraz has made his support of Arsenal known while having a kickabout in Spain. The Wimbledon champion wore a retro Arsenal shirt with Dennis Bergkamp's name on the back. And finally, according to the latest transfer market value update, Bukayo Saka is currently the 2nd most valuable player in the Premier League, with the estimated market value of £104 million. With Erling Haaland being the only player that is worth more than him, as transfer market value the striker at £156 million. And that is all for today's video. So Gunners, tell me, what position is crucial for Arsenal to strengthen in the January transfer window? Write down in the comments because I'm really interested to hear you out. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.